receptors and sensors are on red alert, and our hormones are primed. Will we hook up with the partner of our dreams? The good news is, our body will be the first to let us know.
The excitement appears first in terms of an adrenaline burst, which will cause sweaty palms, racing heart, faster breathing, and heightened sensation, such that we are ready and responsive.
When we make eye contact, it's only for a few seconds, but it can feel like an eternity. That's adrenaline surging into our system and stretching time for us. Hormones also increase our heart rate and blood pressure. They can turn us into human magnets. And as we draw closer together, we can react to each other's scent, triggered by specialized chemicals called pheromones.
Pheromones are chemicals that are produced from our body, which are dispersed into the air to attract a mate. As a man, you will find a woman more attractive when in the presence of female pheromones. It was said that Marilyn Monroe smelt good, that apart from anything that she might have sprayed on herself, her natural odor was very attractive.
And if the pheromones do their job and the evening goes well, the next step is touch. This is the most intimate of the senses, as we're covered in 500,000 touch detectors. Just take a minute to comprehend how big a number 500,000 is. If you represented each one of these detectors by typing the letter X, then to represent 500,000 of them, you would have to hold the computer key down for 12.5 hours.
Now, all those sensors are in many parts of the body, but over the fingertips they are particularly numerous. On the fingers we can tell 2 points less than a millimeter apart.
That's because we have 3,000 touch detectors in each fingertip. That's a lot of sensations. And another popular place is just as sensitive: our lips. And if we get lucky, one study has shown that we can burn as many as up to 26 calories a minute just by kissing. Never mind that there are more microbes in each of our mouths than the population of the United States and Canada combined. In short, we become walking cocktails. Our bodies have made and mixed them, and for good reason. It's so we as a species can survive and multiply. But to do that, we first need to have sex. And that creates a whole new set of intriguing questions. At 10 years old, we couldn't imagine life as a grown-up. Now it's 15 years later, and John and Carly can barely remember what being 10 was like. Is it any wonder? So much has happened. Their bodies are a foot taller, twice as heavy. They're nearly 50 million brain cells lighter, and been controlled by over 200 hormones. Now they've settled down, but John has still been busy. Because ever since puberty, a hormone has been releasing every 90 minutes into his bloodstream, which triggers the making of sperm. Each sperm is nurtured for 74 days before it is due for release. At just 0.05 of a millimeter long, a sperm is somewhat petite. But if all his sperm from one ejaculation were lined up, they'd form a line over 12 miles long. And if you think of each sperm as a car, then one ejaculation would form a traffic jam from New York to London and back 170 times. This is all well and good, but how often does a man put all his sperm to use? How much sex do we really have?
Maybe twice a week.
Not very often.
I'm still a virgin, so.
Oh God, not very often.
Rarely ever. I probably have sex 2 to 3 times a week.
Never enough. I don't think I ever have enough sex.
If a bed spring represents each time a couple under the age of 30 have sex, then this is how much sex they have a year. On average, it comes out to this many, 112 times a year. And on each occasion, around 400 million sperm will be released. Nearly all of them go the wrong way, or don't swim well enough. Just these 200 get to their destination, and out of these, only one is needed to fertilize the woman's egg. The rest are simply leftovers. A fertile young woman has a 25% chance of becoming pregnant if she aims to conceive in prime time, 2 days before ovulation. And if she is successful, just 13 weeks later at her first ultrasound scan, she can see clearly her baby's development inside her womb. From now on, her heart has to pump 30 to 50% more blood. Her lungs have to take in 15 to 25% more oxygen. And over the 9 months, a mother-to-be will burn around 545,000 calories. That's enough power to boil 10,000 electric kettles. Leading up to childbirth, a woman's body goes through an incredible transformation. This plastic cup is the size of her uterus at conception. And this is the expansion her uterus will undergo up to childbirth. 500 times larger. Yet within 1 month after the birth, a mother's uterus will shrink down to the size of just 1 cup again, weighing a mere 2.5 ounces. After childbirth, a mother will immediately be 12 pounds lighter. Her body experiences a sharp drop in sex hormones, and the volume of blood pumping around her body returns to normal. It's incredible how resilient our bodies are. They need to be with the demands of young children. In his 30s, a man may be past his physical best, but his bones are at their strongest. Take his thigh bone or femur. Guess how many men could stand on it before it would snap?
1,
3,
4,
5,
6,
8,
10.
And here's the answer. The amount that a 35-year-old man's thigh bone can withstand? It can take the weight of about 21 men. That's nearly 2 soccer teams. But after 35, a man's bones will never be as strong again. And although we're gaining in experience and confidence, how will our bodies cope when we pass the ever-looming middle-age danger date? The Big 4.